Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, this is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Today's date is Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday, July 24th, 2020. Hope everyone's ready for the weekend. Okay, so Intel got a little beat up last night. I guess for the most part, they beat, but they announced that they were going to hold off on making some chips till later next year. And here we are down here at 52.30. That's not going to help the whole Q chart at all. It's not going to help that. Let's get rid of those. You can see that we're opening up down just a little bit on the Qs. And FNGU, which I think is one of the most important charts of the market right now. We're looking at the FANG and Big Tech here. Looks like we're going to open up around 118.60. I say around because it's 7 o'clock Central Time right now where I am. And that makes it 8 o'clock East Coast. So we're definitely here before the open, and a lot of things can change before the actual open. Does look like we're opening a little lower though. With continued weakness, I'm looking for 110.60, then maybe 93.90 on FNG. Now we all know that the bulls have been relentless, absolutely relentless lately. So all we need is a little spark of good news, something positive, and this whole tech could spin back up, and we could start moving up. So we'll be watching for those buy signals, but we're also going to keep our eye on some short setups going into next week. Let's see, VXX. This is on our buy list today. So let's take a look at this. Our buy list today is pretty much just going to be ETFs. I was looking at some stocks, and there are some really, really nice setups. Banks have some nice setup. Oil has some very nice setups. The problem is every time I look at one, we've got earnings climbing all over us. And I'd rather not put stocks out as possible trades for myself. With earnings coming up, I don't particularly care to hold through earnings. And I really hate looking for stocks, finding some really good looking charts just to find out it has earnings day after tomorrow or 5 days from now. So what I decided to do is throw some ETFs up here that are looking pretty good. And who knows, that might be something that you might want to trade. So here we are, VXX. I trade this often. And here we have what we call a Fig Newton type chart pattern, where you have a bullish candle, not so bullish, and a bullish candle. Bullish candle on each side of a not so bullish candle. Right now, it appears that we're going to open up above the T-line around 30.80. Continued follow through, continued bullish interest into this chart. I'm looking for 32, 32.10, and possibly up to 34.30. If we do start climbing to 32.30 today, that's probably going to put a hurt on the market. The market is going to peel back pretty much if we start heading up to that 34.30. And then, of course, we get to 34.30, we're going to take a look at 35 up here. There's a fair amount of resistance here, so boy, we get past 35.30 up here. 35, you get into the 36 area. We're going to have a serious conversation on some shorts for sure. All right, let's take a look at a few of these charts. LABD. LABD here, I'm looking for 340, followed by 390 on bullish follow through, and then I think we could come up here and probably get into the 420, maybe a little higher with that. Pretty good volume here. We crossed over the T-line. Here's a bullish engulf, and then we have a little doji engulfing a doji, another little doji, then follow through. This is the little bullish doji continuation pattern. We are still in our trend indicator downtrend, so we move over that, and that's what I'm looking for. Entry, perhaps inside day, something in that green box, and then we're going to have to get to over 340, 345 to make any really good money, and then that would be up here into the 390 and 420 area. XLF is setting up beautiful. If we take a look at our trend indicator here, you can see it's in a downtrend. You can see price is under the red dots, and now you can see that price has changed its attitude here. We've got a W, or a W pattern as well, but a bullish double bottom. And then we have that bullish W pattern that did break out. And you can see here we popped up, pulled back, popped up, pulled back. And now we're just consolidating very quietly right in here. This is the type of chart pattern that we like to look for. We could put the buy box in there pretty much inside this area here. Your risk just to the low of that box in there, or, you know, if you don't want it to come, if you don't like it, if it comes back below the T line or comes back below the low of this day, some traders might even use the doji down here. You really have to ask yourself a couple of things here. When you buy it, you have to take a look at what it can do for you. Can you make some money? You have to take a look at what the risk is and make sure that you have, we like to look for a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. So you want to take that into consideration. Take the price action here where you wouldn't like this chart. Me personally, I probably wouldn't like the chart if it got into that doji body there. So around 2390, some profit areas, base hit, a good base hit area would be 25, and then up here 2565 for the trade. So this is what I might look for. So we enter the trade perhaps, and that's our trade. That's all I'm looking for on the trade. And this may be a base hit where we take a partial off the table, put that in the bank, protect it, and then we may look at taking the rest off up here at 25.65. Now, as you get up here, you might want to reevaluate the trade, but I can tell you when I set my trade plan up, this is kind of what I'm looking for. So if I was able, say, to buy it, let's get right in where it opens today. That's pretty close. Say at 24.25, my risk down here is approximate, well, it's less than 1%, and my trade up here is 6%. So that certainly covers the 3-to-1 on the risk reward. And of course, they can always move higher. I'm not saying at all that that's where it's going to stop or has to stop. It could climb. I just try to put my trade plan together, and then I work with that trade plan. XOP is coming off the bottom here. Very nice rounded bottom, actually. Take a look at this. Very nice. Very nice rounded bottom. Also, I just saw that if we put a line right through here and draw it to this low right in here, that gives us an inverted head and shoulders. That's a bullish chart pattern. The rounded bottom is a bullish chart pattern. The fact that we've rallied up and pulled back and we held support here and then rallied up again, this is all a bullish sign. A couple of dojis over here, doji type charts and candles anyhow. This is a doji. Small bodied candles. This becomes an area that I would be very interested in purchasing right in here. And then I'd be looking for a couple of those base hits at 40, 54.90, 56.40, 59.50 up here maybe. And that would be my basic trade plan starting out. We can always adjust it when we move up here, or when the price gets up here. We can look at maybe, making sure that stop is raised, and then we can look for price moving higher. With my stop area, probably in the 51.70 area. We want to protect our money a little bit. ITB. So I can't remember if I mentioned this. Yeah, I can't, man, I'm sorry about that. I'm looking at these ETFs today because earnings, we're right smack dab in the middle of earnings. And it's very hard to trade through earnings. It's hard enough to look for chart patterns. The scanner brings them up for me like crazy, but you look at the earnings date and you have to battle that. I'd just rather not battle that myself. That's why we're looking at these ETFs today. So, not sure if I mentioned that earlier. ITB, some home in the home construction index. I'm looking at 52.60, 54.50. Can certainly go higher, but that's what I'm looking for some swing trades. Overall here, pretty nice little chart. Let's get this breakout line here. So let's come over here and put a line right here just to show that we've broken out. Nice little bottom, and then from that bottom we rallied up to this high. We pulled back, and then we rallied to this high, and here we've pulled back and we've rallied to this high. So now what we're looking for is a little consolidation, and it doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be a lot of consolidation here because we have just broken out. So let's move this line up here now. So if the chart started to pull back below 48.35 here, we wouldn't like that. So if we were to put together an entry, say of $50, we're looking at 3.3% risk. Maybe that's too much for somebody. Maybe it's not. Everyone's always different on the stops. I wouldn't be opposed to putting the stop at the low of yesterday either. So with an entry of around that $50, now you're looking at less than 2%, and our trade up here at 8.8% for the trade, and then a nice little base hit around 5%. So ITP looks pretty good. XHB is looking good here too. Home builders, it actually looks about the same as the ITB, and it's about the same type of chart. So here, here we're up, we're back, we're up, we're back, we're up, we're back, we're up. We're putting that back in. We're looking for that entry here, and then we're looking to move up into the 50.80, maybe the 52.50 area. Hey, folks, those watching the video here, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching our morning video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. Let me know today if you liked the video, thumbs up. If you would like other things in the videos, if you would like the format to change or something, please just leave us a little note. I'll try to work something in if you want to see something different. I can change things up if you want to see something. But just let me know. And if you like what we're doing, hey, give us a thumbs up. A little attaboy there. Would appreciate it. Let's take a look at XLE. This XLE chart, this is excellent. This is to me like nearly a perfect chart. The only thing it's not maybe is trending up into some new highs. But I've made my bones on this type of chart right here. We've got a nice little rounded bottom in here. There's your inverted head and shoulders right here. So that would be your shoulder, your head, your shoulder right there. And then here we've rallied up, broke out of the T-line and the 17 EMA. Our green and red dots are trend indicator. We've pulled back, tested, and now we're pulling up again. And this is an entry area for me. So I'll be looking for an entry area in here. And then target-wise, I'm going to be looking at 40.50, 41.45. These are some pretty nice, what we call base hits. And then 42.85 up here for the trade. Another one is XLI. This is also setting up very nice, where we've rallied up and now we've just consolidated in here. So let's move that up just a little bit more. I'm going to be looking for an entry in this area here, say above 41, what was that? Not 41, 71.50, and maybe below 72.92 inside this area. Then I'll just patiently wait for that breakout, run up to our base hit number, and then we have our trade number up here of about 76. XLB, also looking good. Targets, base hit number about 63.60, trade number about 65.80. You can see the trend on this. Trend is working out pretty nice. Probably should do it like this, hadn't I? There we go. Trend is looking very nice here. We have broken out. We've broken out here. We popped up. We're just a little bit of testing in this area. Let's just draw a little buy box. And there we go. Walked it all the way to that trend line. Price could relax, kind of rest into that trend line area before it actually starts taking off. We will look for a buy signal if we feel good about the chart anywhere inside here, and then looking for that 63, then 65.80 up there. And the last one I have is XRT. Nice little base hit, maybe is 47.90, and then the trade up here at 49.70. Looks like we're going to, here, let's put up a line. Yeah, it looks like we're opening up maybe, well, somewhere in that 46. So there's our nice little pullback. That would be an excellent little pullback area. I think I'm going to put that buy box in there and lay it right at the top of this candle here. Up, and then pull it up a little bit. So, you know, I'm actually going to drop this down a little bit more. There we go. A little bit more. Whoops, that's too much. That's still too much. There we go. I'm going to leave it right there. So we'll look for buying in this area here in the buy box. We'll wait for the price action, the candle pattern, the candlestick, something that tells us that buyers are stepping in. I'll also be watching the scanner. The scanner will alert me on such a thing, and then we'll look for that entry, and then we'll look for that 47, 89, 90 area, and then followed by 49.70 up there. Alrighty. Hey, I want to wish everybody a great weekend coming up. I appreciate it. Again, this is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Again, leave us a thumbs up if you like what you see, and definitely leave us a little note if you'd like to see some changes in the format or anything added into the format. Alrighty? Appreciate it. You guys all have a great day and a great weekend. Thank you.